Hey, how's it going? And today I'm just taking a quick look at this plugin for LightWave called Quadpanels. Now, I'm sort of late to the LightWave party, and this plugin has been around for a long time, but surprisingly, and I guess good for us, is that it still works in 2020. It is a paid plugin, but it's only $20, but you can still purchase it through Liberty 3D, and it works hand in hand with this Mesh Weaver, the Greeble and Nernies. This is probably worth looking at least maybe getting one volume of these, but it works hand in hand with Meshweaver's volumes and collections that they have. So it's able to pull from those folders. So what happens after you buy it, Liberty 3D will send email to the developer, and then he'll email you a serial number that fully activates the plugin. Once it's installed, you can put it up here on a tab, but if you don't do that, it'll just be down here in your additional folders. And then when you pull up, the interface is pretty simple. What's interesting about the program is there's basically two components to it. There's a procedural component that algorithmically creates Nernies and Greebles to put on a panel. And then there's also the layers and folders, which is meant to work with that Meshweavers. And so you can mix and match how much of it you want to be procedural and how much of it you want pulling objects from the Meshweaver folder. Kind of walk you through that right now. To use 100% procedural, the layers here needs to be at 0. So let me just put it in 0. So now this will be 100% procedural. And so when you come in here on the procedural tab, there's these styles you can choose from. There's about 15 of them. They give you kind of a preview of what they look like. Like there's blockouts, there's inner blocks, bevel out, pipes, and there's all different kinds of things on here. Unlimited application. I kind of like these inner block ones, so we'll try this one. The min and the max here, this is basically how high it will protrude from the panel. And the variance is basically the randomness. And then of course the detail, and if you want it micro beveled. And then this basically controls the subdivisions. And then down here, there's actually instructions to explain things a little bit more. So we're ready to go, and we'll just hit. Before I do that though, let me close this out. Let me just clear the scene first. Let's do this. Close this. Okay, so let me go back in here. Inner block, everything's still kind of the same. And we'll just go okay. And if it's being done procedurally, it generally comes up pretty quick, but sometimes there's a delay while it's processing. Now I'm not sure why, but this is actually pulling from the folder. I can tell just by looking at this. Let me show you what I mean. So see where it says 50%? So this is 50% pulled from the folder, and this part is all procedural. So I need to put this back to 0%, and that's why it took a little bit longer to come through. Now it should be, with this at 0%, it'll be 100% procedural. Let me see, can I close this? See, that's weird. Let me close all, and then let me go back in here. Okay, make sure see, it went back to the old settings, so let me put that back at 0. Now I hit procedural, and usually, like I said, when it's procedural, it'll come through pretty fast. So this is all procedural, and then this actually looks like, if you look at it, it looks like a miniature city. You could use this for creating like models of cities and things like that. It really is pretty amazing. And if you don't like something, you can just click on it, hit the right bracket, and delete it. I think this is completely awesome. So let's close this now. Go close. Now we're going to go back to Quadpanels again. If we go into layers, this is actually stored in, this is the volume 1 of the Greebles and Nernies right here. And it's cool because it's actually LightWave models. So you just pick the folder that you want. I'm picking pipe, and you go okay. It knows when you hit enter, when you link to one of the Meshweaver folders, it knows how many Nernies are in there. But then the Nernies come in 3 different quality levels: LD, MD, and UHD. So like UHD is the highest quality. Let's say that's what you wanted to use, and you didn't want to use the low quality ones. You'd go asterisk, UHD, asterisk, and hit enter, and then it's going to filter out the other 24 models. So you're just going to have the high quality ones there. If you use folder, they'll all just come in on one layer. Keep layers, they'll be spread out among different layers, and that might be helpful for you. Now this is an important setting here because this is how much you want to be pulled from the folder of the models, or how much do you want to be mixed with procedural method. So if you put this 50%, then it's going to be 50% procedural and 50% pulling models from the folder. And then to keep aspect ratio basically fit to scale. And there's a couple other choices there too. All you got to do is hit OK. Like I said, it might take a little bit longer when it pulls from the folders, but there it comes in. It's cool. It's just unbelievably cool. I can't imagine how long it would take to just, try to model up something like this. And you could like clone things and copy them in yourself. And like this pipe here, that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. You could just click on it, right bracket, and then just delete it. And then other ones you could copy them and paste them, and you're off to the races with creating fairly sophisticated detail on objects. So I just think it's a fantastic plugin. The only other thing I could show you that I know to show you right now is on the seed control here. If there's a seed number here, then you can copy that seed number and then create an exact replica of another panel. If you know the seed number, then you can just use that same seed number to create another version of that same panel. And that's it. That's all I have to say for today. I think this is a great plugin, and I'm glad it still works with 2020. So anyway, take care, have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.